welcome to the TrendPod AI, and welcome you to the Deep Dive. Today, we're getting into something pretty huge in the Indian cricket world, a story lots of you have been following.
Definitely. We've got a really interesting piece here, source material from the Times of India, actually.
Right, and it covers that massive, massive win, the one 18 years in the making.
Exactly. Royal challengers Bengaluru, RCB, finally lifting that IPL. And maybe just as importantly, the huge celebrations that are apparently being planned in Bengaluru.
Yeah, the buzz around that. Think of this as like your quick way to get the core details and the feeling the source conveys about this whole thing.
It's definitely being framed as more than just winning a game. The source talks a lot about patience, loyalty, themes like that.
Which makes sense after almost 2 decades, right?
Absolutely. It's a long time in T20 cricket.
Wow.
Or, well, anything, really.
Okay, so let's start with the final itself. The article gives us the details. It was RCB against Punjab Kings.
At the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. Big stage.
And it wasn't, a walkover. The source says it went right down to the wire. RCB won by just 6 runs.
Wow, 6 runs. That tells you how tense it must have been. A real nail-biter.
Definitely makes the win even more dramatic, doesn't it?
For sure. And the article highlights what happened, immediately after the match. The emotions.
Yeah, this is where it gets really powerful, reading the source. Virat Kohli, obviously the face of RCB for, forever it feels like.
Pretty much 2 decades, yeah.
He was leading the celebrations, but the article stresses he wasn't just with the current team.
Right. This is a key point in the source. ABD Villiers and Chris Gayle were right there with him, on the field.
That image. Kohli, ABD, Gayle, finally holding that trophy together. It's huge.
Incredibly symbolic. And Kohli, according to the article, dedicated the win specifically to them, to his former teammates.
There's that quote the article includes from Kohli. Really hits home.
Which one? The one about trying so hard.
Yeah, how they were so close a couple of times. But then he says, and the source really emphasizes this bit, we gave our prime years to this franchise.
Yeah. That sums up the article's angle perfectly, I think. It's not just about the 2025 squad winning.
No, it's like a win for everyone who poured their energy into RCB over all those years.
Exactly. And having ABD and Gayle there just drives that point home. It connects the past to this present victory.
So you have this really deep moment of acknowledgement right there on the pitch. But the article makes it clear that wasn't the end of it.
Not at all. Apparently, Kohli immediately said something on air.
Yeah, he said he hoped ABD and Gayle would come to Bengaluru with the team for something special.
And the article confirms this something special is basically turning into a massive citywide party.
It does. Star Sports is involved, planning special coverage, a victory parade. The works. Sounds huge.
Yeah. The source uses phrases like gearing up to welcome its heroes, fan events, live celebrations. Wednesday is going to be a red and gold carnival, apparently.
Red and gold. The RCB colors. You can just picture it, can't you? All those fans who've stuck with them.
And the article explicitly mentions fans can look forward to seeing that iconic trio Kohli, ABD, and Gayle together again. It calls it a day RCB loyalists will never forget.
So it's not just about the trophy. It's about celebrating that loyalty, rewarding the fans with this reunion.
It really feels like the source material is weaving these 2 threads together,
How so?
Well, the players giving their prime years, like Kohli said, and the fans waiting 18 long years, it's presenting the whole thing as this big payoff for sticking together.
A tribute to loyalty, basically.
That's exactly how the article firms it. It's not just reporting a score, it's building this narrative about persistence, about loyalty finally being rewarded. Makes you think, doesn't it?
About how much that kind of commitment matters in Bengaluru. The parade, the fan events involving the trio again.
And underlying all of it, the article really emphasizes this theme of loyalty. Players dedicating years, fans waiting patiently. The whole thing is framed as a reward for that long-term commitment.
It really does make you think about,
the victory sweeter, perhaps.
And it leads to that final thought, based purely on how the source presents this.
Right. The article puts so much weight on Kohli's words about giving prime years and on the fans' 18-year wait, it makes you wonder.
What does that kind of long-haul loyalty, from players dedicating careers, from fans showing unwavering support through thick and thin, what does it truly signify when that moment of victory finally arrives after so many disappointments?
Yeah, how does that shared history of waiting and hoping described by the source shape the meaning of the eventual success for everyone involved? It's a really interesting angle the article brings forward about commitment and reward in sport.
Something to definitely ponder. Thanks for joining us, you, for this deep dive.